Hey, what is up guys? It's Brennan here. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down how to pay for college, what are the best options when it comes to different ways to pay for college, and how to actually save money when you are going about paying for school and paying for college. That's going to be breaking down here in today's video. And of course, if you want to check out any of the resources mentioned here in today's video, I will leave links down below in the video description. Feel free to check those out as you're watching here today's video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into things. Now, of course, college can be a pretty expensive financial burden that, it does cost money to go to school at the end of the day, right? So to pay for college, you can utilize a mix of different financial aid options when it comes to personal savings, as well as creative strategies to cover tuition, housing, and other expenses, whether it's your upcoming semester, or maybe you're kind of looking into college and you're thinking, how am I going to actually pay for this, right? So there are a few different options you have when it comes to covering those expenses, as we mentioned. And you can start first by completing financial aid forms and then seek the free money like grants and scholarships, followed by work study and loans as a last resort. Again, we're going to be diving into the different options and breaking all those down much further in today's video. And starting at step one, of course, is to apply for financial aid. This is number one, first step. This is on studentaid.gov. You can apply for federal student aid. This is the FAFSA. This is their FAFSA form that is available here, FAFSA form. You're going to fill this out and that will give you an idea as to what you qualify for. And this is, again, the free application for federal student aid to determine your eligibility for federal and state aid. And some colleges also require the CSS profile for institutional aid. And you can use this free application. Again, this is from the U.S. government, the U.S. federal government. And you can get and utilize this application form to understand, it's a free application, again, to apply for federal grants, work study, as well as loans, and is required every year for that you wish to receive federal aid. And there is no income cutoff to qualify. It's definitely worth at least filling out the form and seeing what you actually qualify for and what the government is willing to offer you. The CSS profile is something else that certain selective colleges and universities may require that form from their own aid for college-specific scholarships and grants. So check with your school specifically that you're looking at applying for, or maybe that you're already enrolled with, and see if they require that as well. But again, for most people, it's going to be the FAFSA, it's going to be the federal student aid. That is the first step to see what you qualify for, again, directly from the FAFSA. Now, in terms of what to look for next is then, again, that searching for free money. Now, free money, which does not, that means it does not need to be repaid, should be your priority. Again, free money, we all like free money, right? So that could be in the form of grants, and that does come as well from the FAFSA form. You can get grants. As you can see here, grants are different. We're talking about the Pell Grants specifically are typically what people are going to qualify for, as well as Teach Grants, right? So we're looking at grants here in this part of the video, and these are going to be determined by your FAFSA and Student Aid Index. Now, the Student Aid Index can be based on income and things like that, so that is something that does get taken into account. But again, anybody can apply, so it's worth at least seeing what you qualify for given your specific situation. In terms of other free money options besides grants from the Federal Department of Education, you do also have scholarships. Now, these are things that are, potentially different sweepstakes, monthly scholarships that go about. This is here from College Ave, which is a popular private student loan provider. They offer $1,000 scholarship monthly sweepstakes, and a lot of other companies also offer different scholarship programs. This could be from maybe a parent or guardian's workplace. Sometimes there are workplace scholarships you can apply for and get qualified for, and those may have even less competition when it comes to applying for scholarships. Again, scholarships are typically, this is going to be money for school that you do not have to pay back again. This is more free money, right? Scholarships are also free money. And this is going to be typically based on academic achievement, as well as extracurriculars or other kind of criteria. This can be need-based or merit-based, and you can find scholarships from your school directly, community groups, or national databases, as well as some student loan providers, such as College Ave. They do also offer that monthly scholarship. Again, depending on the competition, again, one lucky winner each month. So come back month to month to enter, and you just can enter in your information and see if you win. Again, these are like a variety of people that are sweepstakes winners. So, you can see that like it's definitely something that could help you cover and pay for school. And it's something that they do offer. A lot of companies do offer this. So search around for the eligibility and how the different scholarships that you could apply for. Another popular one here is also with Sallie Mae. They do this monthly as well. This is a $2,000 no essay scholarship. So you select your college and your field of study. And as you can see here, over $300,000 awarded since 2015. So you can see that people have been getting money, and they do have these scholarships available. Again, depending on the level of competition, how many people are applying may vary based on your odds. So if you can find those niche, like local scholarships, that can also be a way to kind of get some more money. And there's maybe not as much competition where they're like, okay, well, we got to give you the money because you're the only person who applied for this scholarship. So just feel free to dig around, look for those. That's going to be another option when it comes to getting free money. Now, in terms of alternative payment options, one other way that you can go about getting money is also work-study programs. So after you've already exhausted and explored grants and scholarships, you can consider other programs such as work-study programs, right? This could be a federal program that provides part-time jobs to undergraduate and graduate students with financial needs. And this can be available from your school's financial aid office, as well as to help you find a job on or off campus. This could also look like different tuition payment plans to allow you to pay your tuition installments. That can exist also on just outside of a loan. So that's something that is just a tuition payment plan. It's not exactly a loan. It does help you, again, without accruing interest. So that's one of the benefits there. Again, that's completely separate from a loan. Just bear that in mind. Again, a tuition payment plan. Ask your financial aid office if they have that available. There's also employer tuition assistance, right? Some employers might also offer reimbursements to help employees cover education costs. This is maybe typically on the graduate level. If maybe you're just taking a couple of courses and you're maybe working while in school and maybe doing school at nights, that's something that you could have an option there with some companies, as well as potential military benefits, right? Service members, veterans, and families may be eligible for tuition assistance, as well as you might also have a GI Bill to help pay for college. That's another good option to look at in terms of other employer-related alternative payment options. Now, next you also have is savings, right? Savings, good old-fashioned savings can be a great way, of course, if you yourself or a family member, as well as maybe even saving for college. This could be another additional way to utilize those accounts to pay for expenses. Now, you probably already know about this, but if you don't, maybe it's worth looking into. Maybe if you're planning for the long term, there are college 529 plans, which are tax advantage savings plans that help families save for qualified education expenses. So if you have one of those, withdrawals are tax-free if used for school expenses. So you can ask your family if somebody has one, or if you're looking at paying for college for, maybe for an upcoming child that you may have. This is another way that you can kind of, utilize those savings and build up savings so that when your kid does need to go to school, you already have the money there ready to go when you're paying for college for that young child. Maybe they're going to grow up and then you pay for their school. So that's something that you can also look into if you're looking at it more from that angle, right? Preparing for the future. You also do have the Coverdell ESA, which is a tax advantage trust or custodial account that can be used to pay for educational expenses as well. So that's another option that you do have when it comes to college savings, another way to pay for college. Again, if you do invest within a 529 plan, again, after a long period of time, maybe 20-year period, if you invest in that program, maybe, if it's 18 years, right, from start to 18 years, boom, that could be a good amount of money that is built up inside that investment account within the 529 plan. So that's something else to consider. Maybe ask around if you already have one, utilize that money, or if you're setting things up as a proper plan, could be a good way to go. Next, you also do have is, again, considering student loans. Now, when it comes to student loans, this should be a last resort after you maximize grants, scholarships, savings, because, federal loans especially, they need to be repaid with interest. And there's not really a good way of getting out of them, right? So federal student loans, these are loans from the U.S. federal government, as you can see here with the Capitol building. And the government generally does have more favorable terms than private loans, including fixed interest rates and flexible repayment options. So that's something to consider. And they do have certain types of repayment plans that, maybe aren't as available with private student loans. So, but one thing to keep in mind is that federal student loans do tend to have more restrictive limits in terms of how much you can actually actually borrow. So depending on the school that you're going with, it may not actually fill your full funding needs for your tuition, books, other things you might have when it comes to paying for college. And that's where private student loans can also come into the picture. And these are typically offered from banks, credit unions, and other lenders. And these loans do tend to have higher interest rates and less flexible repayment terms than federal loans. But depending on your credit score and what you qualify for, it might not actually be a bad deal. And if you do want to check out private student loans, if you need to fill that funding gap, you can check out my links down below in the video description. Again, some of which are affiliate links, which could be a great way to help out and support the channel. And that is, my top picks here for student loans. Now, these are some of the top companies when it comes to finding and exploring those top rated private student loans for your upcoming semester. And this can help you simplify your search when it comes to finding private student loans. Our top choice and number one choice here, and it's done in partnership with money.com, is we have College Ave student loans. That is our top provider, and they do also offer that scholarship program too, but this is for applying for their private student loans. All you have to do is click see how to apply, and then you will be prompted with their easy online application where you can select whether you're a student borrower or a co-signer. This would be someone like a parent or guardian that can help fill out the form with you. Again, this is going to be, a co-signer is co-signing on the loan with you, so they are also responsible for the loan. So do keep that in mind when you're going through the application process, although they do walk you through step by step exactly what that looks like. And they do also have co-signer release after 36 on-time payments if you're eligible. So again, this is another way to pay for school if you ultimately need more money after you've exhausted the grants, the aid, federal money, after you've exhausted maybe federal student loans. Look at private student loans to fill that funding gap so you can actually pay and go to school. This ultimately, while it's not necessarily the best option for everybody, try to get the free money first. But if you still need more money, this is pretty much that last resort, next best option. At the end of the day is going to be the private student loans, and they can help you at least pay for school. Now, there is also SoFi is another popular company here that you can apply through as well. They do offer rates. Again, you can check and see what you qualify for. If you are going to be applying for private student loans, do make sure that you get rates and quotes from multiple companies, because every company underwrites things a little bit differently. So it's important to shop around and compare rates. Again, and with SoFi and with College Ave, both of them as well, the nice benefit is that they don't actually require any hard credit pulls. Again, with College Ave, as you can see here, checking rates won't affect your credit score. And with SoFi, again, see rate in 3 minutes with no credit impact, unlike other lenders. So that's a nice benefit here with our top two, which is College Ave and SoFi. And then there is also Sallie Mae, which does have that scholarship program that I did mention. Now, Sallie Mae does have a hard credit pull process when you go through and submit their final application. But as long as you're shopping around for different lenders, it's not a bad idea to go through that final loan submission. But do keep in mind, it can affect your credit score with their hard pull once you actually submit with Sallie Mae. So do just keep that in mind. You still select student cosigner, same kind of thing here. Same with SoFi as well, student or cosigner, and you go through the online application, College Ave student or cosigner, and you can at least see what you qualify for from a variety of different lenders and get a good idea. Again, you can borrow up to 100% of those school certified expenses, whether you're online or on campus. And do keep in mind, as Sallie Mae says here, that last year students were 4 times more likely to be approved with a cosigner. So again, if you can get a cosigner for private student loans, that's going to be your best bet in terms of getting the best interest rates. Typically, as long as that person is a responsible person, they have a good credit score, that can help you in the process. And of course, last but not least, I do want to also mention that, again, in terms of other tips, you can always start at community college. That can be a way to save money as well. Go there for a couple years before transferring to a regular full 4-year university. You can also earn college credits in high school. That's another route that you can go by taking advanced placement with AP classes or other college level IB classes that can count for college credit, and that can reduce your course load and your tuition later once you actually get into school, given that you pass those tests, right? You can also attend a school with certain tuition locks or maybe lower tuition, and at the end of the day, speak to a financial aid office to get all the personalized advice and all of the additional aid resources. But again, mentioning the aid resources, if you want to check out those private student loans or any of the other pages we mentioned here in today's video. You can check out those links linked down below in the video description. Guys, if you found this video helpful or enjoyed it, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.